Oh, I lost track of time. It's me, Masa. Can you tell I am forehead against camera right now? Anyways, let me back up a bit. Alright, my name is Masa today, and we are going to try to complete this demo. I know I've been putting it off for quite a while, so we're gonna try to finish it today, no matter what. I know I have a few more demos. Well, another one that... How do I English? There's another game that I've been given the key for, Arashi Gaiden. I'll feel bad if I don't complete that one as well, because the devs so graciously gave me the key for the game, so I gotta play as complete as I can, you know what I mean. Oh my god, hi Luna, how you doing? Can you lose this game? No, it's a visual novel. Well, maybe you can. Maybe there's a bad end, I don't know. That's a good question actually. So over here you can choose whether or not to take the pill or do not take the pill. I think we chose to take the pill, if I'm not wrong. So we chose to stay human. Was about to reading Parish. No, it's not that kind of game. I would have refunded you, don't worry. Yeah, I don't actually remember what we were doing before this. Thank you for hair pets. Right. My other monitor is not showing the correct thing. Other monitor is more like my laptop. Anyways. As we wind through the square and emerge from an alley, I catch a glimpse of the building where Douglas keeps his office. Five police officers are gathered around the open doorway in a huddle while other officers filter in and out of the narrow hallway. Doing okay? Wait, I just realized it was Astra who gave the hit pass. I'm sorry, Astra. Hello. Can feel a sore throat coming. Everyone is getting sore throats nowadays. I may also sound like I'm getting a sore throat, but this is completely normal for me. So please drink more water. I have water over here. You see that I have water over here. I'm gonna drink from it now. Stray phrases catch my ear. One officer says, "It's been here a few hours." Another says something like, "Already going cold." "Got him earlier today, possibly since." "Damn!" Carriage rumbles past and drowns the rest of the phrase. "Damn!" A chill sweeps over me and my feet pull me towards the ominous chatter. No reassurance or comfort are waiting for me in their office, nor in overhearing the officers outside. Even so, I walk closer. A rush of foot traffic floods into the street as passengers head for the train platform. In the chaos, it's easy to slip away and duck behind an oncoming carriage before Nemo can even notice I'm gone. The clock chimes at the top of the hour a moment before I reach the doorway, the top of the hour. I guess. Outside, the police are still chattering about how hard it will be to cordon off the area and turn away gawkers. Did someone die? They don't seem too concerned with all the people passing in and out of the main building though. It's almost embarrassing that I can slip in so casually without drawing a second glance. I don't play horse or Grand Blue. I play horse and Grand Blue. I just don't stream horse. And I haven't touched Grand Blue in a while. In a while. Can I do this? I can. Hold up, I need to arrange this. There we go. Why not? So anyways, I was crashing out over house. Of course you were. Douglas' office occupies the ground level of a fairly new yet imposing building close to the center of Laurenburg. See if the neighbors have heard anything first, and then finish documenting the scene. Okay. Yes, sir. And you there. Check the locks on all the windows for tampering. This one's looking a lot like the Fairfield case. I hear an officer's voice coming from an open doorway to my left. He continues, but I can't follow his words anymore. My eyes fall to a prone, rigid form draped across the sofa near the back of the room. No way. Oh shit. One of the officers steps aside and the face of a corpse stares back at me with gaunt and glassy eyes. The officer's chatter confirms my fear. The man I was supposed to meet yesterday evening is lying dead in his office with blood caked around his lips and staining his tie. Someone there? Clear out, this is a crime scene, no gawkers. My legs move before I can think clearly. Douglas is dead? No. When? Nearest doorknob is already in my hand. Good, it's unlocked. My shin slams into a low table and I stumble backward into an armchair. The sunlight stings my eyes, as if I hadn't suffered insult enough. Then my vision adjusts. I've often felt the unnerving sensation of reliving memories in a dream. It's never happened to me in the waking world though. My grandfather's clock chime echoes through the room. I glance outside and the sun is still high above the rooftops. Also, if the game of my voice is too loud or too soft, just please let me know. I feel like... Is my voice too soft? I hope not. Properties. I hope not. I clench the hem of my dress. I'm back in the same seat I occupied less than a day ago, waiting to finalize a business deal with the man now lying dead less than a dozen feet away. My mind swirls and my memories fray. Was Douglas already dead by the time I arrived last night? Did he die while I waited here, never realizing? On the way in, I saw 5 coppers and inside 3, maybe 4 others. My breath catches in my throat. Natural deaths, no matter how tragic, don't draw this level of scrutiny. Someone killed him. Murder. I'd like to be overreaching and leaping to unreasonable conclusions, but I can still recall the odd figure I chased through the alleyways last night. Did they see me? Did they know I was here? Was Douglas being killed as I sat in this chair? Stray syllables leak off the neighboring room, but I can't hear anything complete. I press my ear to the wall though. Who's there? I turn my face away from the wall and grip the arms of the chair so firmly that my nails nearly rip the upholstery. Oh. Elm. Oh, my apologies. I wasn't aware anyone else had an appointment today. This is crossing over into the absurd. Why is Elm here, and why has he changed his outfit completely since he was in class? I hope you've not been waiting long. No, I only arrived moments ago. Good. I can pour you some tea if you like. No, thank you, if I may ask. Go right ahead. What exactly are you doing here? Elm smirks. He's never smirked, at least not that I've seen. Elm? Question mark. I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage, if I may. He reaches forward, and before I can stop him, he's lifting my fingers to his lips. Huh? Huh? Elm? Twin brother? Ah, you've met my brother. I'm sorry for the confusion. Brother? I'll never mention having a brother, let alone a twin. Why wouldn't he have brought that up? Rowan, of course, is a tree. Despite the circumstances, I'm charmed to make your acquaintance. I'm Rowan, currently the head of my family's business and estate as of this morning. At a glance, he looks just like Elm, but the air around him is completely different. From the slight smirk tugging at his lips to the confidence in his posture, he holds himself with incredible assertiveness and poise. I allow him to take my hand in greeting, but I can barely keep track of what he says. Elm is his brother? Mr. Douglas was their father? Though I explained Elm's behavior earlier, he must be grief-stricken, but meanwhile his brother doesn't betray a trace of sadness. Why didn't Elm mention his twin to me, and why is Rowan taking all of this in such an easy stride? Pleased to meet you, Rowan. My name is Lucy, and I'm sorry for your loss. It's unfortunate, yes, but I've already had time to grieve. More importantly, I've been settling my father's outstanding business, and I do hope you're still interested in pursuing our options together. At that, he closes his hands around mine and flashes a reckless grin. How brazen. I can see he takes after his father in that regard. I'm relieved that you came by. I saw one of your recent letters among my father's papers, and I was hoping to run into you eventually so that I might apologize in person and hear your proposal. I'm relieved to hear it. About your father. Rowan shakes his head, sullen but not unsettled. My father put his work first at all times, even to the detriment of his health. He kept unreasonable hours and regularly worked himself to the point of exhaustion at his desk, so in a way I've been expecting this to happen almost every day for years. A colleague of ours also died under suspicious circumstances recently, so I'm sure the coppers are just taking every precaution. I think my father was always in the greatest danger from himself. My condolences. A whirling, coiling knot rises in my stomach. I'm still reeling from Douglas's death, and the prickling unease left by my questions about Elm and Rowan. Is your family business even stable right now? Is Rowan trustworthy? I'll have to sort it out later. At present, I need to know exactly why the police are here in such force, and I doubt that figure fleeing the scene last night was just a harmless bystander. If you have everything in order, shall we continue discussions of our potential partnership? Unfortunately. The day after tomorrow is the earliest I could give you the attention you and your ideas deserve. The day after tomorrow, that's acceptable. Thank you for your understanding. Even though I fully expected my father to work himself into an early grave, I'll need a bit more time to make arrangements for its burial. Ron smiles easily, but despite his confidence and aplomb, he can't hide the crooked knot in his tie or stray loose buttons on his outfits. Cuffs. I wonder if he's taking his father's death worse than he appears. Though I still don't see why the police would be so interested in the jeweller's natural death, no matter how untimely. You have my sympathies. What time should I meet you then? I'm pretty forward, you know. I'm not fond of delays unless they're absolutely necessary. A woman of ambition and charm, let's meet at my family's manor after breakfast. It's close to the university and we'll waste less time stepping aside for the corpus. Perfect. I'll look forward to formalizing our partnership then. As will I, Miss Lucy. Rowan bows deeply, raising his face to meet my eyes and flashing that reckless grin of his once more. He certainly inherited his father's sense of flattery. In the window just behind the grandfather clock, I noticed Nemo searching for me among the afternoon crowds. Not feeling at ease with the police lingering so close by either, so this time I hit back. Thank you again. It's a pleasure to meet you in spite of the circumstances. I'll take my leave. Of course, and we'll speak again soon. I leave the small meeting room quietly, then hurry down the hall, slip behind the coppers and grab Nemo by the arm to pull him into an alley. Hey. Lucy, what's going on? Where do you disappear to? Douglas's office. And you couldn't have just told me where you were going? Something caught my attention. Did you notice the suspicious figure I chased through the alleys last night when you found me? Yeah, because that was me. Were you trying to catch a burglar to pass the time? That was you? Well, in any case, it wasn't a burglary. In fact, this whole affair might be more involved than I had anticipated. Nemo can be overprotective at times, but he knows when to listen, and he's fairly good at it when the mood strikes him. And so, he listens as I tell him everything I saw. The condition of Douglas's body, Rowan's sudden appearance, and the murmurs I heard from the police. They wouldn't be putting this many coppers on the scene if they thought Douglas's death was natural, would they? Probably not. I heard something else too. I look up at Nemo and he returns a pensive glare. I know that look pretty well. It's warning me not to dive headfirst into something dangerous. What was it? Heard a detective mention that another jeweler by the name of Fairfield was found dead last week. I feel my breath catch. I know that this could be a coincidence. Maybe the coppers are leaping to conclusions and there's no connection, but if there is, and if two prominent jewelers in Laurenburg died within a week of one another, who could be responsible, and why? We talk about possibilities and contingencies all the way home. Not that Nemo knows how to navigate business with the requisite delicacy. We part at the university gates, and for the next several hours until nightfall, I try and fail to find any trace of Elm. What an exhausting day. It feels as though I woke up a few weeks ago and I've been running without a rest since then. Of everything that happened though, I find that there's one in particular that won't leave my mind. Oh. Let's go with the first one for now. I find myself thinking of Cecile's expression from the previous night. Now that I think about it, that isn't the first time I've seen him looking wistful or wayward as he takes in the night air. I'd like to just sit him down and ask him what's going on. Although I don't know that he'll appreciate an interrogation while he's troubled by something. I'm not entirely oblivious, of course. I'm sure it has to do with his family and their business. I think he feels as though he's not fit for the task, but I know he can do it. In fact, I doubt he'll have any trouble at all outshining his parents. He's always so attentive and kind, two qualities his father and mother lack entirely. Okay. It's useless to keep fretting over this. I'll speak with him properly once things have settled a bit. Once I've had more time to recover from the shock of today. Thinking any further will only tie my brain into knots, and not the time to untangle that. I've not the time. It's safe, it's here. And more than that, even these thoughts can't keep the ghastly image of Douglas's lifeless face from intruding into my memory. Sleep will help. Yes, I'll sleep, and I can only hope that tomorrow is a calmer day. Nostalgia can be an insidious thing. It's all too easy to hold fondness for memories when the pain of the moment dulls and you remember only the simple sweetness and thrill. On particularly bright summer mornings, I catch myself getting wistful as I think about the time I spent darting through empty classrooms on campus, hiding out in haylofts and scurrying back alleys while I search for answers. In spite of any excitement I felt 5 years ago when Seal and I planned stakeouts to search for my parents' killer, my memory of that time is still stained with tears. Whenever I feel a nostalgic pang as I pass by a classroom and recall the fun I had roaming free in Laurenburg, I remember how many nights I spent crying myself into restless sleep. I don't even remember my parents properly, and just learning of their deaths devastated me. Tears and clenched fist, and bad fangs and reckless adventure all led me to an even more painful answer in the end. Grief never follows a convenient course, and there are rarely simple villains whose dispatch will close all your open wounds. Elm and Rowan lost their father just hours ago. Father they both knew and spoke to every day. No, perhaps that's not right. I don't actually know anything about Elm's relationship to his family, do I? In all the time we've known one another, he never mentioned that he has a twin or that his father was a prospective business partner of mine. I'm sure I mentioned the deal to him at least once while we were studying after class. Rowan's face keeps coming to mind as well. He was charming, inviting even. If I hadn't seen his father's corpse moments before we met, I might have even had butterflies in my chest. That familiar mixture of confusion, excitement, and mystery on the edge of terror fills in the space between my thoughts again. Sitting at the front of a classroom, I can't keep the whirl of memory and curiosity from distracting me. If Rowan was so unfazed and moved on so quickly from his father's death, was their relationship really that bad? If so, then why is Elm so distraught? Even now, I can tell he's barely paying any attention to the professor. Though, if he's close to his father, why has he never mentioned either his family or his sibling? Of course, the most salacious possibility could be true. I already entertained and dismissed the notion that Rowan had killed his father to take over the family business and that Elm was living in fear of what might happen to him in the aftermath. It was my first immediate suspicion after leaving Douglas's office, but Nemo and I both agreed that it was unlikely, at least. If Rowan were the killer, he could have chosen a far more convenient time and method that would draw less suspicion onto himself. I'm not fully convinced that he is innocent, of course, but I'd like to believe him. Perhaps I'm just extending goodwill to him because of my concern for Elm. That will be all for today. We'll be discussing the next treatise on currency exchange later this week, and you may call upon me if you have any questions in the meantime. Dismissed. Wait there. Oh. Yesterday, I met your twin, Rowan. A twin brother? Truly? Elm, why didn't you tell us? Does he attend school here too? I didn't. There's been a lot happening lately. Yes, I heard about your father. Elm, I'm sure you've had your reasons, but why do you keep all that a secret from us? I may be entering into business with your brother and I want to know. I stopped suddenly and the rails of my thoughts vanished beneath me. What am I expecting of him now? What is it that I really want to know? I don't know. Elm looks exhausted and anxious. There's a miserable icy weight in the pit of my stomach, and why do I feel so incensed? It's nothing worth mentioning. We should get going. There's another class coming in soon and... Elm, is that true? Wait a moment. Lucy, do you mean that scoundrel who stood you up is Elm's father? I'm sorry, I need to go. There's an appointment and... Elm backs away as he stammers out his words, his eyes never meeting my own. I reach out to grab his shoulder, but he's even quicker than I expected. He leaves Cecile and I standing in the midst of the other students filtering through the classroom door like water over a weir. Where? Hold up, I gotta search this. Like a dam. Kinda. Kind of like a dam. Gotta save. Let's follow him. I'm worried about where he might wander. I think I'll leave him to you, Lucy. Cecile gives me a sheepish smile and ducks away. I forgot something earlier, so I'll stop by town to fetch it. Don't wait up for me. What do you forget? I can lend you my books if you need. I don't think Cecile is even listening by now. Is he anxious about excavating Elm's family secrets? He hurries away, waving an apology as he goes. Wait still. He doesn't wake though. That was soot on his knuckles. That closes off any room for doubt. He's absolutely hiding something, and knowing Cecile, he's liable to get in over his head before he realizes he should ask for help. Well, I'm not about to let him leave at that. Accepting that I can see Elm already making his way into the hall. If I lose sight of him now, I may not be able to find him again until the day after tomorrow. Oh. I see. Okay. I was most likely headed to this manor, so I've no reason to hesitate. The seal could be caught up in something dangerous, and if not, he needs to answer for himself, ignoring me and running off like that. He's faster than I remembered. By the time I turn into the hallway, I can barely hear his footsteps fading into the distance. Not as though he can keep ahead of me for long. We both know all the shortcuts through campus, but still doesn't have the nerve to jump from a second story balcony. Oh, a quick enough landing, but not one I want to repeat. The pain shooting up through my legs reminds me too keenly that I don't have the same strength I did as a vampire. Lucy, what are you doing? That's dangerous. And how much more dangerous is it than whatever you're getting up to? Not doing anything dangerous. Seal. His face relaxes and he ruffles his hair with one hand, more abashed than evasive. I really did forget something in town. I only thought that it would be following Elm and not worrying with me. I'll hear Elm out at another time. He did lose his father just last night, so I suppose I might have pressed him too hard. My best friend Seal, do you think I wouldn't so much as ask when you're rushed off like that? He offers me an arm. Shall we head into town then? By all means. And while you were waiting in the neighboring room, Lucy, what if the killer had been about? I hardly expect they would have given me a second chance. Rowan isn't convinced that his father was murdered either, so it's just as likely to be a case on the compass leaping headlong into misapprehension. As I expected, Seal's keen to hear every detail about Douglas's death and my prospective partnership with Elm's brother. For his part, Seal tells me that he lost a letter he was carrying yesterday, and it most likely fell from his pocket when he cut through a back alley on his way home. Regarding the soot on his knuckles, Seal claims he has no idea how that happened, and he seems sincerely distressed. It's just like him. It would be simple enough to wipe the ash away with a handkerchief and let the matter be forgotten. Seal is my best and dearest friend. Even if he were keeping something from me, I'm confident that it will only be something so small he never thought it worth mentioning. I can't speak. And the Elm, I can scarcely imagine what led him to keep having a brother from us, let alone the twin. Yes, looking back now, he's always been hesitant to talk of his family. Do you think there's something treacherous about them? Elm is so considerate and gentle. I could imagine him distancing himself from his family if they were an unsavory sort. He must have had a reason for hiding that from us, and this business with his father's death makes it even more suspicious. There's a wealth of banal possibilities that could explain why he wouldn't want to talk about his family. Oh, I suppose that's true. I hardly like talking about mine after all. Seal's smile carries an unfamiliar weight. I'll admit it's not always easy for me to understand what it's like to have a family so distant and cold as Cecile's parents are to him. His parents communicate through control, and if they hold any affection, they've never shown it. By his own admission, he's seen his nursemaid Alice more often than either his mother or father. Ever since we came to stay with Ambrose and my brother, he's had a measure of freedom. Well, apart from his coursework, he studies only what's necessary for him to take over his family business someday. Oh, here we are, Lucy. This is where I must have lost that letter. Here? So what were you doing here? He's leading us into a narrow alley, one not particularly well-trafficked, nor convenient as a cut through back to campus. It's quiet enough, partly filled with workmen's apartments and smaller shops with dust-caked windows and weathered signs. On closer inspection, several of these storefronts seem to be derelict, if not on their way to closure. It's no surprise, given that this is the side street of a side street some distance from the town square. I may have gotten a bit lost again. You've got a terrible sense of direction for someone with such a good memory. They're completely different things. I can't remember the way if I've never been somewhere before. What sort of letter was it that you lost? I'm not sure. And how's that? It's from my father. I hadn't opened it yet. Excuse me there, young sir. A tall, crumpled man with the countenance of a gaunt mouse calls to us and nearly smack him with the back of my hand in surprise. Don't jump off doorways and dark corners like that. You know, I think he would be hotter if he had a goatee or some sort of facial hair. But maybe that's just me. Oh my god, my lips are freaking cracking like crazy. I need to do something about that. I have returned. Ignore my squeaky chair. I wouldn't have apologized if I had knocked his jaw loose. He looks meek, but not of meager means, and Cecile's face lights with recognition. Silas! Forgot that your laboratory was on this street. How have you been? Yeah, I think he'll be hotter with facial hair. I'm so sorry, Mr. Silas. Please grow some facial hair. Seal, you know this man? And what sort of laboratory would one keep in a back alley like this? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me introduce you both. Lucy, this is Mr. Silas. He's a chemist I met through my family's work. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. Excuse my curiosity, but what business would a chemist have with a mining operation? Oh, magnitudes. It's nothing breathtaking, but there are several chemical processes used to easily separate certain ores and minerals from stone or gather particles of metal from a slurry. Yeah, I can see that. I knew that, of course, but I've only heard vague details. A friend of mine from the university is also studying to be a chemist. I should ask her about this when I get a chance. Do we get to see friend? Do we get to see friend? Yes, Silas tests new chemical solutions and my father purchases the formulas sometimes. I ran into him while... Sil hesitates briefly, his mouth twitching uneasily. While I was wandering around town a few days ago. It's incredible what you can do with a few vials of acid, really. He's hiding something. Haha. It is, though expensive and sad to say a deadly hazard if you don't take precautions. I'm sorry if I startled you, by the way. I saw you both looking around and I wondered if you might have lost something. Oh, that's right. Silas, have you seen a sealed letter around? I lost it coming this way last evening. Ah yes, in fact I did pick up something late last night on my way home. I'm not sure if it's your letter, but let me fetch it for you. What a relief. Yushi, shall we wait inside? Oh no, you better stay out here. The vapors from my last solution are still clearing and you'll burn your eyes just standing around. I'll be back in only a moment, I promise. Yes, of course. Thank you, Mr. Silas. The gangly stock of a man disappears into his sour-smelling apartment, and I notice Cecile peering inside as the door closes. Do you think he's alright in there? It smells like sulfur and death. Rotting eggs. I doubt it, but he seems to manage alright. Excuse me there. Oh. Cecile and I glance over our shoulders to find a rough-looking man with an oversized jacket sauntering up behind us. Oh. I'm more than familiar with the signs of vampirism, and this man isn't exactly hiding any of them. He's clearly trying to intimidate us. My fist clenching, I can feel my gloves stretched taut. What a petulance to cat. Hold on, we're wearing gloves? It doesn't look like it. You're both coming to collect from Silas too. You best wait your turn. He owes me first, and whatever money he's fetching for you high society folk will have to wait until he's settled up with me. Wait, he's only fetching a letter, I forgot. I'm not here for money or anything like that. Though, doubt you'll believe us. What does Mr. Silas owe you for in your account? Like his landlord in a way. He works with noxious stuff. It smells absolutely sickening every day of the week. I do my part to keep the peace and shoo the vandals away. What? And a kindly leech such as yourself just took it upon yourself to protect him from the threat of neighborly complaints. Yes, and if you've got issue with that... Of course we do. That's extortion. Oh. A violent crunching echoes through the otherwise quiet back street. The man has slammed his fist into the brick wall between Sil and myself, cracking the corner of the building and sending a few shards of masonry flying by my face. A shard of brick grazes Cecile's face, though fortunately he doesn't bleed. If this man had drawn Cecile's blood, I wouldn't forgive him. Then, I take it that you like to contribute to his balance. Uh-oh. I think we'll be closing this account. Hold on. Is it just me or is this music like really loud? I can still remember the flash of light that I saw once, long ago when we were children. Brilliant emerald light that could scald my skin and burn my eyes. That light is coursing through my veins now, as it has been for the last 5 years. I haven't tested it lately, but practical applications are always the most useful trials. Eh? Magic powers? Eh? I ripped my glove away and shoved my bare hand into the vampire's face, covering it with the flat of my palm. Ugh. The man staggers back, rolling as he clutches his forehead in agony. As I thought, he's already looking around for a convenient escape route. He clambers to his feet and bounds past a pair of workmen. Well, I'm not about to let such a villain run free. Come on, Cecile, let's go. But he glances back at Silas's door for a beat before bolting along after me. Lucy, shouldn't we call the police too? Just run, we can talk later. I was worried for a moment that the ruffian might have put up more of a fight, but I was relieved. The root vampire was a brazen coward scampering away with what I call unbridled malice and a hint of humiliation in his eyes. Although he's faster than the both of us, he's uncoordinated and doesn't seem to know where he's heading. For Cecile and I, it's like chasing a hare who keeps running in circles. That said, even if we do know the streets of Laurenburg by heart, I don't think I'll be able to keep this up for long. Cecile's running ahead already and I can feel my legs beginning to ache. My speed and stamina aren't what they were 5 years ago. We duck around work ladders, slip between carriages and narrowly miss a bakery door flung open without warning. Past a teeming crowd, the road splits to left and right to run along a steep wall overlooking a lower level of the city. I spot the man leaping into a narrow alley, almost out of sight ahead, just a few paces away from us now. Left up ahead. Got it. Cecile turns after our quarry up ahead and then looks back at me with a furrowed brow. Are you sure he went this way, Lucy? Cecile pants as he forces out each word. I don't see anyone here. I saw him go right. Ah. An empty alleyway full of open windows and a half-dozen doors stands before us. I strain my eyes to find any trace of the vampire's path, but I can't tell where he might have gone. Well, with that settled, shall we return to campus? Yes, I think that's enough running for me today. We finally slow to catch our breath just inside of the campus gates. I'm completely winded and still panting as he wipes the sweat from his brow. Honestly, I could do with a more mundane afternoon after these past 2 days. Lucy, are you alright? Yes, I'm fine. Apart from the ache I'll have in my legs tomorrow. And poor Silas, I'm just glad we were able to chase that ruffian away. I hope he doesn't harass him again. Lucy, do you think we should call the police? I don't expect they'll be of much help in this case. Where did Silas go, for that matter? He went back into his house. I'm sure he's safe since he was inside. I'll go check on him tomorrow to be sure. Still smiling and adjusting his glasses as he always does, but my eyes keep catching on his fidgeting hands. Is that letter still wearing on his mind, or is there something else bothering him? A bell chimes the quarter hour. What time is it now? I've completely lost track. Oh no, I've got another class soon. Lucy, I'll see you tonight at dinner. Yes, unless I'm still sorting through all my plans for tomorrow's negotiations. Lucy, you've got such a head for business. I'm sure things will turn out incredibly for you. Of course they will. And you'll be along soon enough yourself. You're keen and intensely creative, so I'm certain you'll do well. Haha, I do wish. If I had even a fraction of the talent you think I do. What was that? Did you say something, Cecile? Oh, only that I think we should head home for now. I have a class later I should prepare for. Yes, of course. It was unmistakable just now. There is something weighing on Cecile, and I think the letter he dropped might have something to do with it. Cecile leaves for an evening class, and I return home to review my letters with Douglas to prepare for my meeting with Rowan tomorrow. Night falls quickly and then seems to stretch on for ages through Ambrose's dinner of coq au vin. That is chicken with wine, right? And beyond my hurried scrawling on ledger paper in the low lamplight. Safe! I fall into bed just before midnight, and at the edge of sleep I hear the balcony door unlatch as Cecile steps outside. Oh. Oh my god! Okay. Thank you for playing the demo for Crimson Wave on the Emerald Sea, Amaranthine Moon. If you want to help improve the final game, fill out our demo survey. It's anonymous and helps us a lot. You can also support our development by signing up for our newsletter or wishlisting this game on Steam. Either way, thanks for checking out our demo. Oh my god, okay. I'm gonna try the other routes. Follow Elm. As much as I'd like to know what's got Sil rushing off so suddenly, I know he'll tell me in time. Elm, though. He should be only a few paces down the hall, and he isn't even walking quickly, but every step towards him feels like I'm walking through lapping waves. I'm anxious. I was too focused to notice it sooner, and now I've only got the span of a few yards to think of what I'll say. I need to know why he kept his twin's existence a secret, but what do I say to someone who lost their father in 2 nights past? Just 2 nights past. Wait, where is he gone? I only hesitated for a moment. He's probably on his way back to his manor, right? Elm? Elm? No reply, though I expected as much. I'm not in shoes built for sprinting, but I can manage 100 yards at least. I recall the directions Rowan gave me well enough. Should be able to follow the roads there and catch Elm along the way. Unless he's running at a breathless pace, I should at least be able to catch sight of him before he shuts himself away. And I can easily keep up this moderate pace for longer if I need to. But I don't. There's no reason to keep running. I move past a pair of sullen, downcast faces beneath a blooming lilac arbor and I stop. I'm not out of breath, but I still feel my pulse quicken. I sit down beside the stoic marble bust of one of the university's founders on a short pedestal, and I look up through the vines. Perhaps Ambrose was right. There are things I might miss if I rush too quickly straight ahead. The flowers here are lovely. They only bloom for a day or two. They'll be gone once the storm passes though. Beside me, Elm's face is just as graven and dark as the statues keeping watch throughout the garden. His voice doesn't carry a tremor and it's softer than usual, almost wary. A shame then. I'm sure Ambrose wouldn't mind if we cut a few to keep before the wind carries them off. Whether the headmaster minds or not, I don't think your brother would let you steal the gardener's shears again. Next thought doesn't form completely in my mind. Elm and I both linger uncomfortably for a moment. Elm tenses briefly as I reach up. For now, I'll have to do without asking about Rowan. I pinch the stem of a lilac high on the arbor, twist it swiftly and snap it off the vine. I offer it to Elm, rightly proud of myself. I don't need to steal anyone's shears, fortunately. It seems you don't, Lucy. Ah, he's smiling. At least a little, which is insignificant for someone like him. So, Elm takes in a slow breath. You heard that my father died the night before last. Yes, I'm sorry. No, it's not. I didn't expect it. I thought it wouldn't happen for decades more. Hey, my father wasn't the most present man. He worked from before sunup to long after sundown, week upon week. He especially threw himself into work over the past several years. I always thought he would work away his grief in time. His grief? I wanted to talk to him. It was today that we were supposed to meet. You don't have to say more than you'd like. If you do want to talk about your father though, I've got a better set of ears than the founders. I tilt my head towards the marble bust beside us and Elm chuckles lightly. They're attentive, at least. With some effort, Elm rises to his feet and accepts the lilac I plucked as he does. The sight of him bringing the petals up to his nose, smiling at the scent, and then placing the flower in his breast pocket is unexpectedly beautiful. Wait, is that the correct word? Is that the word that you want to use to describe him? That scene? I'm sorry I've been avoiding you and Sil lately. Would you like to walk with me for a while? What? Oh, yes, by all means. Thank you for the flower and coming to find me. I hope you didn't expect I'll let you languish here on your own. Sil would have come with me too, but he had something urgent to attend. Something which I'm going to ask him about tonight. Why did he rush off like that? And these vines are so old and well tended, I doubt even a hurricane could stop them from blooming year after year. If only it were that easy for us. I can hear bitterness pulling down Elm's quiet laughter. We walk on through the garden, and soon through the university gates and into town. I take Elm's arm once we're in the midst of the afternoon crowds. He's always a little stiff in these moments. I think he's never been accustomed to human touch. He's told me that he doesn't dislike it in theory, but when anyone else touches his arm or shoulder, it makes him keenly aware of his own body in a way he's rarely pleased with. I suppose I can understand. I've heard some people experience this when they turn into vampires and suddenly have a heightened awareness of themselves, including any misgivings or anxieties they might have. In Elm's case though, I always wondered if it wasn't just that he spends so much time in his own mind that he rarely gives his body a second thought. Time slips by us slowly as if we're swimming against its flow, walking slowly as the sun drops towards the rooftops of Laurenburg. Once, 3 summers passed, Lucille and I walked with Elm through these streets. I forget if we even had a goal or if we were just enjoying a carefree afternoon browsing the storefronts and window displays. We stopped by a clockmaker. One of those old shops with yellowed windows and a faded sign above the door. The brass handle on its entrance was smooth and worn from the weight of thousands of hands. Yellowed windows. What would make a window yellow? I would think that... If anything, I thought that glass would probably turn more bluish over time or something. But I don't know, I'm not a glass maker, don't ask me. Elm stood there, transfixed and singularly focused on an open pendulum clock with its shifting gears. A small city moved around its base with porcelain carriages and ladies beneath lace parasols shifting at each quarter hour. Whoa, that sounds intricate. Look at it, you two. He barely spoke above a whisper. Isn't it wondrous to see every part laid out and fitted together so nicely, finely? Seal eagerly agreed, and the two spent a fair while excitedly chattering about the marvels of precision engineering. Sorry, I got excited. Though Elm didn't seem as taken with the fine embellishments. Oh my god, I wanted to go into precision engineering. God damn. Oh my god. Hello hero, how you doing? I'm finally on after a long while. Hi. Oh yeah, we got something, don't we? Something next week. Oh my god, my neck. Yeah, next week Thursday, right? Yeah. I'm excited for that. But today we are trying to complete this demo version of From Some Waves on the Emerald Sea, Amaranthine Moon. Very long name. Rather than the decoration on each piece, Elm stared at the whole mechanism as if he were gazing at the night and mapping every star. This is a visual novel that I was invited to play. So that's what I'm doing. I am not a fan of reading everything out by myself though, but what can I do, right? It's laid out in plain to see, every piece and part in harmony. I can almost hear his words from all those years past as clear as the chime of that clock. hope you're doing well though, hero. And I'm just gonna be reading this thing. Hold up. I just saw your request. Oh my god. Sorry, I didn't realize. You good? Just chilling? I'm glad. Hold up. Where is my WMR? Here it is. And oh good. Okay. I'm gonna set 15 minutes on the timer. This one. Where is the video tube? There it is. There it is. It me. Hold on. It's been a while since we've seen this, huh? Anyways. Oh. Where the... Da bunny. Okay. Where's my phone? 15 minutes on the timer. Right. Reject humanoid, become rabbit. Here we go. He's certainly a strange fellow, but a reliable friend and a steady presence. Perhaps that's why seeing him so shocked has left me unnerved as well. Up ahead of us, a young couple walks away from an alleyway stall with absolute glee. A middle-aged man with a brilliant sapphire necklace and matching cufflinks is waving goodbye to his last customers and beckons Elm over with the same motion. This table is full of rings and pendants, all set with enormous gems, which is why I'm confident he's a thief or a counterfeiter. Haha. Haha, yes, welcome. You two seem to be enjoying yourselves, so why not get something for your bill there? Oh, my jaw nearly drops, but mostly because of the quality of the gems in front of me. There's a topaz nearly the size of my thumb and without a single impurity. I would, but I forgot my wallet. Blatant lion, why do you think I was a pew? Wait, can Elm be the pew? What does that word mean anyway? Oh, boyfriend. Oh, it's the boyfriend. Belle is the female version, I see. Oh, come on now. You might think that these are a prince's treasure, but I assure you they are more reasonable than you expect. You see, sir and madam, these are all reconstructed rubies. We've concocted them in test tubes and grown them to tremendous size, all for less than a miner's monthly wage. Thank you, but we'll be on our way. Reconstructed rubies? Ah, caught your eye? Yes, you see, these are a marvel of modern scientific ingenuity. I'm familiar. I borrowed a book on the process if you'd like to see it back at the campus library. They are lovely. Oh no. Looks like he's taken with a pair of ruby hairpins and hasn't caught my meaning. Yes, indeed, a perfect pair of identical hairpins. See how finely the silver filigree fits and embraces the precise cut of the ruby, like stars blossoming on a vine. The perfect gift for a lady with beautiful hair. Truly a lovely set, wouldn't you say? be lovelier if one of them wasn't fake. Oh. I thought I muttered under my breath, too quiet for anyone but Elm to hear, but judging by the colour now draining from his face, I might have been louder than I intended. The vendor squints at me and leans far over the table, thrusting the hairpins towards me. Young miss, why not try them on? No thank you. Wait, the gems may well be synthetic, but the settings here are finely crafted. And that's a high grade of silver too. The ornamentation on one hairpin is worth more than he's charging for the pair. Lucy? Haha, I see, yes. You're taken by that booty as well, aren't you? Go ahead, try them on. I guarantee you, I've got the finest synthesized gems in all the city. No, you haven't. What was that now? Oh, just as I thought, his cheery demeanor only held up while he thought we might still be gullible. He's traded out his honeyed flattery for a sailor's rasp. Unfortunately for him, I've spent weeks reading the latest chemical research into synthesizing gems. Unfortunate for both of us, really. He's either a thief or a counterfeiter, and either way he's drastically overestimating just how large synthetic gems can grow with the latest techniques. If I'm not mistaken, I think some of these pieces are worth far more than you're asking. You should get them appraised, otherwise I'm afraid you might be losing a fortune. Thank you for the offer, but we'll be on our way. Elm has shaken out the distraction on his face and he shoots a sharp glare at the vendor before we walk away. Now you listen here. Oh, he's grabbing my wrist with a vice grip. I heard you slander my goods. Apologize. Should I apologize for being too generous? Clearly you don't know what you've got your hands on. Let go of her. Elm immediately wrests the man's arm away and stands between the two of us. It's amusing to see the older man shrivel under Elm's gaze. I didn't realize he could be so intense, if I'm being honest. They stare one another down for a moment before the vendor, or thief more than likely, lowers his hands and steps back. Lucy, let's go. Yes, and quickly. Turns down the street and I glance back at the likely thief as we go. Oh, what the fuck? I only notice the glint of a blade when he's already rushing up to Elm. Watch out! The man lunges and Elm pushes me aside. A guttural shout fills the alley and... No! Elm staggers. He's holding the man back as he winces in pain. He looks over to me and my blood chills until I hear the metallic clatter of the knife falling against the pavement. Apologize, you brats! It's magnificent to watch in a way. Elm twists the man's wrist around, pinches an arm behind his back with those tacky sapphire cufflinks shining in the afternoon sun, and shoves him away with indifference. He makes it look almost effortless. He kicks the knife into an open sewage grate and hurries over to meet me. I'm desperate to get back to the shade of the campus gardens. Well, there's more activity than I expected for one afternoon. Are you alright? Are you? I was worried you'd been stabbed. Elm glances down at himself, as if he hadn't thought to check until now to see if there was blood blooming on his shirt. I seem to be fine. He had a pro grip. I'm not sure he wanted to hurt me. Only intimidate us. could have killed you. He deserves more than an imprint of that street on his face. And thank you, I may have antagonized him too much, not that he had an even temper to begin with. Elm smiles back at me just for a moment before a thought distracts him and pulls his attention away. That street vendor couldn't possibly have had actual synthetic gems, could he? He's likely guilty of more than just a momentary outburst in any case. Those were lovely hairpins though. Suspiciously lovely. Those gems were clearly fake and he admitted as much, but the settings were genuine. What was his game? I haven't heard of any schemes of that sort. Perhaps Ambrose or Nemo might have heard something about this. We're finally back in the campus gardens, thankfully. The cool breeze and gentle shade are a relief. I'm still quiet. He's been staring into the distance for some time now. Well, shall we return inside then? My family. I haven't had the best relationship with the rest of my family for a few years now. It's nothing intriguing or scandalous. My father devoted himself to his work above all else, as I said, and since my mother died, he's barely shared a living space with me, let alone a meal. And my brother... Elm's eyes dart away as if he can't help but glance towards the forest on the horizon. He's a fine person. His voice is clearly strained. There's more to this, of course, but I don't want to press him further right now. I may have been too aggressive in questioning him this morning, too focused on the shock of learning of Douglas's death and Elm's reaction to him, too oblivious to the pain it was causing Elm. I'm sorry for not telling you about them. It's well within your right. You don't have to say anything more if you'd rather not. He nods slightly, and for a time, we simply stand beneath the arbor of lilac blossoms. Tomorrow, I'll meet Rowan and discuss a potential business partnership. I should likely ask around about that strange vendor too, in case there's something stirring in the city's jewelry market. For now, however, I can't seem to focus on anything but the odd distance in Elm's face. It's as though he's gone away and left himself here while he visits a memory. A bell chimes and signals the top of the hour, breaking us both free from the garden's calm. I've got to prepare for my meeting with Rowan still, and I'm curious to hear if there's been any word on why the coppers are so interested in Douglas's death. I've got another class, Lucy. His hand slides over mine as he gently pulls his arm away from me. Thank you for finding me here today. Of course. I must look like an utter fool, being flustered so easily. Elm's voice is so soothing, I almost forgot myself for a moment. I've got preparations of my own, so we'll speak again tomorrow. Take care, Elm. He nods, though I'm not sure he heard me completely. Night falls quickly, and then seems to stretch on for ages. On to bed. Okay, this part is different, and if that weren't enough to contend with, the odd wares from that vendor this afternoon still bother me a good deal. Focus. I need to clear my thoughts, or I won't be prepared for negotiations with Rowan tomorrow. I can only hope that sleep finds me soon. And... yay! Finished demo! Okay. So, I'm going to take a short break here. I'll be back though. But yeah, there's only how much time left on the clock? It's like one minute, so I'll be back with 3D again. No more bun, unfortunately. 15 minutes is up. I'll see you in a bit. I'm back, but my model is not. Where am I? My voice is also not back. In fact, it disappeared somehow. Ah! This Hello Hero. Oh my god. I'm dying. No, I'm not. Okay. We should try the other options. Oh my god. Elm has been a true friend for some time now, and he's joined Cecilia and I on more than a few of our misadventures, though we met a few years previously. We've gotten to know him even better since we started sharing a class this past spring. I've never seen him so completely at a loss. What could have kept him from telling us about his family? That he has a twin brother, even. If I can find him tomorrow after class, I'll make a point to hear him out. There's an uneasy weight in my chest. Elm and Rowan both lost their father last night, and if Elm is feeling anything like what I felt as a child when I learned of my father's family's fate... Oh my god. Can't do this. Enough of this. Speculation won't help Elm any, and it won't get me any closer to understanding what he's going through. I'll speak with him tomorrow, once I've had more time to recover from the shock of today. You know, somehow playing this visual novel on stream, it reminds me of the time where I used to search up visual novel playthroughs on YouTube because I didn't have money to buy visual novels. And then the people who uploaded those videos, they included buttons at the end of each video. Like, the video ended on a choice, and then you could click buttons to go to the video that you wanted to go, I guess, to continue the story. So you were kind of playing the visual novel for free, so... well... Thinking any further will only tie my brain into knots, and I've not the time to untangle that. I have seen this line before. Okay. What? It's all the same, isn't it? It's the same. Okay, it's the same. Let's see. Elmdo. Skip. And then we see the guy who tried to stab us. Okay. Let's try Rowan. Rowan and his oddly relaxed demeanor. What is he thinking? Rowan. At first I thought he and Elm couldn't be more dissimilar, but now I can almost trace the parallels between them. For all of Rowan's confidence and his cheeky retorts, I still can't tell exactly what was running through his mind. Almost only impenetrable because he speaks so seldom and his face rarely betrays his inner thoughts, but with Rowan... I can't tell. Is he sincere in his compliments? Is he hiding his grief, or has his father's death really left him completely unfazed? It's pointless to continue this. I only wear myself out, running in circles, and I get no closer to clarity. I'll see him the day after tomorrow, and hopefully by then I'll have had more time to recover from today. Okay, I have seen this part before. Oh, it's the same. We meet the same guy. Okay. It's the same so far. Follow Elm. It's the same, okay. The handsome fiddler in the town square. That fiddler in the town square was so enchanting. In the midst of a tumultuous day, that brief moment when I would listen to their performance was a desperately needed respite. I'm shocked that I've never seen someone so skilled around the city before. Have they only arrived in Laurenburg recently? You know what, it would be kind of crazy if that were actually still. I haven't heard of any new performing troupes or orchestral companies passing through. I suppose they could be a lone traveller though. That mask they wear isn't common either. I wonder if... No, that's enough. I can't while away the night daydreaming about handsome musicians. For heaven's sake. If I'm fortunate, perhaps I'll hear their music again. For now though, I should rest and recover from today's events. Oh, secret route! Secret route! Yeah. Let's take a sip of this. And then follow Elm. And we are done. Okay. So let's check this instead. I don't take the pill. I pick up the half-full bottle, shaking it gingerly. The emerald pills are small enough to go inside a ring. I push the bottle into my nightstand drawer. Nemo wouldn't notice immediately if I haven't taken any because they're so small, but he'll notice eventually. What's so wrong with being a vampire? It's not like I'll age so much slower than everyone else. It'll only be at half the rate. Nemo chose to be with Ambrose despite him staying a vampire. It should be fine with me deciding to be a vampire too. I take one last glance at the bottle as I stand. There are many people still skeptical about the treatment, but Mr. Douglas was fascinated by it. Precious gems have long been a dangerous poison for vampires despite their staying power in ornate jewelry. Excuse me. Your horse. Horse named Skibbity Riz. The infirmary 2 times. Unfortunate. Didn't heal, no way. Or so I thought. Him standing me up today was the final nail in that coffin. I mean, I'm sorry that happened. And we have seen this part already. Oh, let's see. Oh, it's not well portioned. Okay. Took ill, okay, desperation, blah blah. The surgery left him without the use of his right hand. The boy's father blames himself. Something. The old Murchison. Oh yeah, he's talking sense into us. The old merchants and business owners are often swayed by proof alone, Lucy. They want to see the flow of people in markets before they act. It's not enough that medicine works, they also want to make sure people will trust it. Doctors would prescribe it and suppliers can procure it. I can already feel my senses sharpening again. I wasn't expecting my vampirism to return so quickly, but at this rate, perhaps it will only take another few days before I could use my blood arts again. That would be more than enough to prove myself a vampire, and then... How's the VN? It sure is going. That's a lot of intrigue. I am intrigued. Honestly, I do kind of want to play this on stream, but I don't want to read everything on my own. I don't want to read everything on my own. My voice is gonna break. Gah. Gah. Anyways. No, I need something more reliable than that. I can feel my grip tighten around Ambrose's arm, but he says nothing. Relaxing again, I take a step forward and he matches my pace. Someday, I'm certain it will be as simple for a vampire to become a human as it is to alter the physical changes of adolescence. Oh. Ambrose turns and I let the shadow of his parasol slip away, leaving me in the sun. It's brighter than I expected, nearly as bright as it was in my childhood. And this part is the same. Handsome musician guy. And we meet Rowan. Okay, let's save here. This is the vampire version. Okay, vampire version. What worries could be on Cecile's mind now? Is there anything different? Okay, save here instead. Oh, Seal. Oh. Oh, okay. Not as though he can keep a hit for me for long. Yeah, she knows. Both of them knows the shortcuts, but Cecile doesn't want to what is it called? Cecile doesn't have the heart to jump off a second-story building, but she does. We both know the shortcuts through campus, but Sil doesn't have the nerve to jump from a second-story balcony. A flawless landing and without a strained stitch on my dress. And Sil no doubt is impressed, judging from his slackened jaw. By his slackened jaw. Lucy, what are you doing? That's dangerous. And then... oh. Cecile is my best and dearest friend. Even if he were keeping something from me, I'm confident it would only be something so small he never thought it worth mentioning. A quick pinprick of guilt sticks through the hem of my thoughts. I haven't told Cecile I stopped taking my pills yet, and I don't want to keep it from him for much longer. And we've seen this before. We meet again. Oh, this part is different. I think we'll be closing this account. Memory is fallible, but some memories are far less so than others. Dates, places, people, and even secrets are all momentary compared to the ironclad memory in your muscle and sinew. Even after 5 years and with my physical strength not yet fully returned, I know exactly how to use my power to its greatest effect. I don't need to think or prepare before sending the crude extortionist flying back with a swift knee and left hook. Oh, we fight! Every vampire we fight! It probably helps that I've kept getting into scraps, and learned some boxing in my spare time, but none of that bubbles to the surface as quickly as the memories swimming in my blood. Oh, the color is different, so instead of using precious stones to defeat the guy, we smash him to bits. Well, it makes sense. If we are a vampire, we cannot touch precious stones, I guess. The man staggers back, wailing as he clutches his left side and right shoulder. As I thought, he's already looking around for a convenient escape route. He clambers to his feet and bounds past a pair of workmen. Well, I'm not about to let such a villain run free. Come on, Sil, let's go. But he glances back at Silas's door for a beat before I grab his arm and hurry after the assailant. Lucy, you... just run, we can talk later. Oh, I was worried for a moment that the ruffian might have put up more of a fight, but what a relief. The rude vampire was a brazen coward scampering away with what I call unbridled malice and a hint of humiliation in his eyes. I could catch him easily on my own, but I can tell Sil's pushing himself and straining to keep up. Our hands are clasped tightly, just as when we were running through Laurenburg as children. We duck around work ladders, slip between carriages, and narrowly miss a bakery door flung open without warning. It's the teeming crowd, the road splits to the left and right to run along the steep wall overlooking a lower level of the city. The extortionist leaps over the short fence and vanishes from sight. No need to hurry if we want to catch up, and I can't spare a moment to tell Sil what's about to happen. Hopefully, he has a strong grip. She's gonna jump and bring him with her. Don't let go of my hand! What? Humans could never hope to jump 40 feet or more, so... 40 feet or more down the sheer wall, but for a vampire, it's a trivial exercise. Pulling Sil up into the air, I catch him in my arms and leap clear of the short fence designed to keep children from straying too close to the sheer. Now that we're safely on the ground, I let him down and we both catch our breath. I scanned the area quickly and prepared to take off again, but... Seems that he's gotten away from us. How the you run and jump like that in a dress like that? There's no sign of our quarry among the dense afternoon crowds, and with dozens of shops and apartments around us, it will be a fool's errand to keep up the chase. The seal, however, hasn't been looking for the root vampire. His eyes are fixed on me, and I know what he must be thinking. I knew I couldn't keep it from him for long, but I didn't expect he'd find out like this. Lucy, that's almost how you used to fight when you were a vampire. You've stopped taking your pills, hasn't you? Yes, or at least I skipped the last dose. Does that mean you've decided to be a vampire after all? There's another choice. I just wanted to see how it felt again. I started worrying about it the other day and remembering how I felt when I was younger. I needed to know if that was just nostalgic daydreams or if I really preferred this to being a regular human. Does suit you? The seal smiles brightly. Being able to leap so high and dispatch vagabonds with ease. Do you really think it's that impressive? Everything about you is impressive, Lucy. You're incredible. My heart flutters in my chest. I must be a bit worn out from the chase still. Hey yo. Lucy, you've got such a head for business. I'm sure things will turn out incredibly for you. We can skip. Oh. With no chance of finding the offending vampire, we quit the city centre and head back for the university grounds. The seal leaves for an evening class, and I return home to draft a few possible cost projections, now that I can confirm that 5 years of consistent dosage won't permanently reverse vampirism. I've also got to look over my letters with Douglas to prepare for my meeting with Rowan tomorrow. Night falls quickly and then seems to stretch on for ages. Okay, we've seen this part. Okay, I'm gonna start from here. I don't know, I'm still not sure. Wait, hold on. Log. Does that mean you've decided to be a vampire after all? I don't know, I'm not sure. It wasn't as if I planned to stop in advance. It struck me as I picked up my pills the night before last. Being a vampire wouldn't be a terrible thing after all, and I've waited until I'm a full adult, so Nemo can't say a thing against it. But you still aren't set on it, are you? The seal always knows when I'm papering over indecision with brashness. It's as if he can see through to my deepest thoughts, and even knowing what a mess they are, he still looks at me fondly. No, not yet. Not for lack of thought, though maybe lack of time to spend on thinking it over. You were impressive back there, in our youth. Thank you, though being impressive from time to time might not outweigh other considerations. Well, either way, you'll still be impressive, I think. Whatever you decide, Lucy, we'll still be together, so don't worry too much. Of course. A crack spreads across my heart. The seal is being gentle, but it's challenging to consider his eventual death and the toll it will take on me. Oh no. If I remain human, all time in this world will at least be similarly measured. If I return to being a vampire in full, however... Thank you. I'm sure you expected this, but you're the only person I've told so far, and I don't plan to tell anyone else just yet. particularly Nemo. Not until I'm certain. That's sensible, especially if you change your mind. Whatever you choose though, I'm sure we'll manage alright. And the same stuff, okay. Back to this one and the last one. I needed to see how long it took for the cure to fade. It wasn't planned, of course, but if I'm going into the business of proffering a way to reverse vampirism, I'd better know the details. In fact, it may be a bit concerning for anyone seeking a permanent cure, that it only took a day and a half for my vampiric strength to steadily return. I don't think that's the correct time frame. Wouldn't it be... wait, is it a daily dose? Is it a daily dose? I think it's a daily dose, right? If not, she wouldn't say that. Oh, I hadn't considered that. In fact, it's been 5 solid years since you started the treatment, and you say you only skipped a single dose. That's right, and better to know that in advance than to find out from an irate customer. I don't have the full scope of my senses yet, mind you, and I doubt I could use any blood arts right now. But I'm also the first person, at least insofar as any of us could find, to attempt this. Could it be? Cecil screws up his face, pondering aimlessly as he catches his breath. That you simply have to keep taking the emeralds indefinitely to remain human. There are certainly other illnesses where treatment lasts for the rest of your lifetime. While that may be true and would be a boon to my future business, it won't be easy to convince skeptical patients. In fact, I'm painfully aware of how similar it sounds to the con artists peddling turpentine and arsenic as miracle drugs in the square. The safety and ease of reversal are benefits, but the cost and need for absolute consistency. I'll have to draft a few more plans to account for this. So then, does that mean that you're planning to take the pills again? Perhaps. I haven't decided yet. Maybe it would be prudent to keep testing this and see what else happens if I stop for a while. And we're done. Okay. So we finished with Cecil version. Follow Elm. As much as I'd like to know what's got Cecil rushing off so suddenly, I know he'll tell me in time. Elm though. Vampire version. Oh, okay. Elm hasn't noticed the vendor charging, and I expect the older man thinks he'll catch us out easily. I think Elm suffered enough recently, and this shoddy cat could stand to suffer a bit more. I don't have my full vampiric strength back just yet, but I should be more than quick enough to twist the knife from his hands. Ah, let go of me! And more than strong enough to throw him through that collection of stolen baubles he's trying to peddle. Whoa! Ugh. I thank you not to trouble us further. I thank you not to trouble us further. Thank you to not trouble us further. No shit, you. Wretch, slanderer, I'll have the coppers on you! Not likely, considering how shady your own business is. He's still scrambling up to his feet and shouting, but I've already thrown his knife up onto a nearby rooftop, so no doubt he'd be much threat to us. Pompous vampires, don't look down on me! Ow, oh. In a bitter fit, he throws a large emerald brooch at me and it hits my neck with a dull thud. Oh, it's glass! It's glass! I flinch, expecting a flash of light and a searing pain, but nothing happens. Brooch falls to the ground and the stone cracks on impact. Well, would you like to ruin any of your other merchandise while you're at it? So, precious gems are dangerous to vampires, but pearls are fine? Is it because they are of some sort of biomaterial? Leave me be, wretched cretins! Scrambling like a squirrel caught on slick ice, the man scoops his wares into a satchel and rushes away into a nearby building. He's certainly up to no good, and I'll be remiss to let him go after hurling such a sharp brooch at me. That was heavy, you know. Come on now, I can't let him get away. Wait. Just as I take off after the suspicious vendor, Elm grabs my hand to stop me. For a moment, I can't speak as we both realize how tightly our hands are clasped together. We separate shortly after, though it's hard to meet his eyes until we begin walking back to campus. The tension between them. Elm's footsteps are steady as a pendulum, but his face isn't nearly as easy to read as a clock. Does he also feel a faint warmth clinging to his fingers? Hey? Ayo. The sun is starting to singe my eyes, so I duck into the shade of a tree. Almost staring at me, yet I realize he's been staring for some time, and his gaze is almost as bright as the sunlight. What is it? Are you a vampire? Yes? I'm almost unsure how to answer. Am I a vampire right now? I know some of my strength is returning, and I can tell that my senses are sharper, especially with the afternoon sun feeling like a blinding flash out in the open. Is that all it takes for me to return to being a vampire though? 5 years of steady doses with pure emerald pills, and then after missing just one, I already start to show signs of vampirism again. If that's truly the case, then I'll need to adjust my estimates for treatment plans. It may be more of a chronic condition that needs steady maintenance rather than a condition you can easily reverse or undo. And you have been all this time? He sounds eager, almost excited. I haven't seen him so wrapped in attention since he helped the professor explain the origins of modern economic models. I sighed to myself. It'll be better to explain the whole of it to him. Time skip. I see. You mentioned your work and business plans before, but I didn't know you were testing the cure on yourself. It was my brother's idea, though now that I know just how quickly the effects can fade, I might thank him for being so insistent. Ah, was this testing? This? When you didn't take your last pill, was that part of your test of the treatment? Was it? What were my thoughts the night before last when I stared at my pill bottle before setting it down, unopened? Another choice! Okay, it's the same one. The same as this. No. Yes. It wasn't anything as calculated as that. I was nostalgic for the time I spent as a vampire in my youth, so I stopped on a whim to see how it felt again. I can't say that I miss the harshness of the sun though. Do you have fond memories of your time as a vampire in your childhood? That's not an easy thing to answer. Yes, I suppose. He He's staring at me so intently. Does he realize his face is getting so close? That's fascinating. There, he's backing away at last. For someone so quiet and solemn, he's surprisingly bold. He almost seemed entranced. Is he so fascinated by vampires, or just by me? I'm glad those synthetic gems didn't have a reaction to you at least. That brooch would have left a terrible burn if they had. Yes, that was fortunate to say the least. A street lit vendor couldn't possibly have had actual synthetic gems, could he? He's likely guilty of more than just a momentary outburst in any case. Those were lovely hairpins though. And it's the same stuff. Okay, let's... I don't know, I'm still not sure, honestly. It was mostly on a whim that I decided to skip those though. I never thought that the changes would be so quick. Is that so? I didn't even realize a cure would be so easily reversible. Yes, I suppose it makes sense. With other formulations that change your body or alter its systems, you often need to keep treatment up through most of your life. And is that truly what I want to do? Should I take my next pill or should I stop altogether? I see. Oh. Okay, it's the same. And the last one. Yes, I needed to see how long it took for the cure to fade. I was half convinced that I would simply be a human forever, though apparently it's a more persistent condition than I thought. So, you don't plan to remain a vampire then? I don't. Do I? I haven't had the time to think through properly though. Maybe I should make the time sooner rather than later. I could always take a pill tomorrow night to change back. I haven't decided just yet then. It's too soon to tell. And it's the same stuff. Alright, we finished this portion, so we'll go back to this one. Follow. Okay, I need to save this part. Yes. Are there... Whoa. Okay. Save over this. There are a lot more branching stuff in the vampire route. Okay, let's see. It's all the same, I think. Okay. And then follow Elm. Okay. Yes. The first one. Second one. And the third one. Okay. Rowan. I guess it's the same. Okay, save. Save this, yes. Still. But if I had to guess, it will probably be exactly the same. Okay, 1. And then 2. And 3. And then Willow Elm. Skip. And then save. Did I save? Yes. I want to see how it felt again. 2. Alright, and the third one. So it's more or less the same, okay. Rowan and the Handsome Fiddler. Okay, let me save here. And I will save here, yes. 1. Continue. 2. And 3. Willow Elm. Save over Elm. 1. 2. And 3. Alright, we have completed this, I guess. Main menu. Yes. I don't think, yep. Yeah. We have completed the demo officially. We've seen all the routes. So I could either stop here or I could continue with another game. I could continue with another game, couldn't I? But it's already been like 3 hours. I should probably stop because I got something planned with Viria and the others. Huh. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha. Okay. I think we will we will start another demo, I think. Let me quit this game. I have to. Oh yeah, I can just delete this game, can't I? Uninstall. Uninstall. Yeah, okay. I wanted to try Dark Switch. And that's the demo here, so we are going to install that. Yeah. But in all honesty, I should probably go sleep. Like, right now. Oh my god. Look at my shaggy hair. I can tie this shit up. Oh my god, it's gotten long. Let's see here. You can practically make a little ponytail down here. Anyways. You know what? I probably stream after the KFC stream, so we'll be on Viria's channel in about like 6 hours from now. Shout out to Viria Games. Is that how I spell an user? Let me check. Viria Games, the G's a capital. Shout out Viria Games. Let me do a exclamation point SO as well. They last played no game. No game. Hop into the chaos with Viria Games, the buntuber who's all about cozy vibes and gaming adventures. From Retro Quest to Guild Wars to escapades, this easily excited bunny brings a fluffle of fun. Expect songs, voices, and maybe a little scuff along the way. Grab your tea and join the streamception. Streamception. Ah, that was the last one. Oh yeah, she was building her OBS setup. That was cool. I did catch a bit of that. Should we raid? I feel like we should just raid out. Eva is online, but he's not started yet. Oh my god, whoa. So anyone, if you're not 18 plus, please step out right now, because I'm gonna be raiding this femboy buntuber who's kinda lewd, I guess, but he's really cute, so why not, right? But yeah, tomorrow we'll be on Viria's channel. We'll be on Viria's channel playing, I guess, we're playing or watching her play KFC game. What is it called again? What is it called again? I Love You, Colonel Sanders. Yep, I Love You, Colonel Sanders. KFC presents. I guess we'll be voicing some characters. So yeah, look forward to that. When is my next stream gonna be? It's probably also going to be tomorrow after. Possibly after we are done with that. Probably around the same time as today. And then after that, next stream most likely is going to be like way earlier. Way earlier. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Are we ready to raid in? Let me give Eva a shout out. Let's go. They are currently live, doing just chatting. Eva live, a saucy pink bunny fanboy with a bakery and an empty brain. Bakery, ha! Ha! They promise their moons are naughty. Oh my god. Probably. When they're not drawing fanboys, they're playing games like Monster Hunter and Metal Gear Solid 3. It's always Fanboy Friday with Eva live. Hee 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 hee. Hee hee. Well, let's go raid him. Yeah. I'm gonna go wash up and go to sleep. I've already talked about my future plans, so that's that. Yeah. Yeah. My name is Masa. This has been Crimson Waves on the Emerald Sea, Amaranthine Moon, and I will see you next time. Next time. Next time. Next time. Next time. Bye bye.